সকলো ধৰ্মৰ প্ৰকৃত ধৰ্মালোচনা আৰু বিভিন্ন আধ্যাত্মিক গুৰুৰ সৈতে পোনপটীয়া বাৰ্তালাপ ধৰ্ম চিন্তা এক ব্যতিক্ৰমী অনুষ্ঠান একমাত্ৰ ফ্ৰণ্টিয়াৰ টিভি
মন্দিৰ মছজিদ তীৰ্থস্থান জন্মভূমি মৰ্মস্থান বৰদোৱা পোৱামক্কা অসমৰ মান অসমৰ সাতাম পুৰুষীয়া ঐক্য সংহতিৰ আধাৰত ফ্ৰণ্টিয়াৰ টিভিৰ বিশেষ অনুষ্ঠান সমন্বয়ৰ অসম প্ৰতি সোমবাৰে দিনৰ 10:30 বজাত একমাত্ৰ ফ্ৰণ্টিয়াৰ টিভিত
The News Boulevard is brought to you by Aircel, your world of possibilities. Top SIM, मजबूती का भरोसा हमेशा.
Hello and welcome to the News Boulevard. I am Saidul Khan.
This is Swati Prakash Jha. Before we start off with the bulletin, a quick look at the headlines.
The headlines are brought to you by Aircel.
Akhil Gogoi storms Guwahati with massive rally at Sonaram Field, demands land pattas for the poor.
KMSS wants Goa government not to trample on rights of people, warns of intensifying agitation.
Cabinet approves ordinance for mandatory digitalization of cable TV.
Center must change in definition of terrorist to include one-man army.
Protests against gambling continues. Nishi students burn Chief Minister's effigy.
Arunachal activists say unrest due to machinations of political leadership.
Supreme Court blows Upahar tragedy victims, compensation cut to half.
LK Advani says Jan Chetna Yatra is not aimed at promoting himself.
Bhutan king marries his commoner bride in mourning ceremony.
And in sports, India-England renew rivalry with first one-day tomorrow. Now the news in detail. The Krishak Mukti Sangram Samiti today threatened to intensify the agitation if the government fails to provide land pattas to the poor. Addressing a massive rally at the Sonaram Field in Guwahati, KMSS leader Akhil Gogoi said that Dispur is depriving the indigenous people while giving away land at throwaway prices to multinational companies. He warned that the organization will not take things lying down and will intensify its agitation for its cause.
Of strict land laws and granting land pattas to the permanent residents of the state. 150 citizens organizations came together under the leadership of Krishak Mukti Sangram Samiti on Thursday in a massive meet in the Sonaram Field in Bharamukh in Guwahati. A number of eminent personalities attended this meet and gave speeches to the thousands of people who gathered at the field for the meet, complete with banners and placards about being issued land pattas at the earliest. Present in this gathering were also a number of senior journalists who showed their support to the activists gathered there. As per them, the Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi has now come to fear the power of the farmers in the state, and they should understand by now that a government cannot be dictatorial for long, denying the rights of the working farmers to cater to the wishes of the rich. A revolution as such is bound to happen, and calls were made for the farmers of the state to come up in arms against such a tyrannical government.
Krishak Mukti Sangram Samitiye 150 খন গুৱাহাটীৰ উন্নয়ন সমিতিৰ সহযোগত আজিৰ এই সমাবেশ কাৰ্যসূচী অনুষ্ঠিত কৰিলে। এই সমাবেশ কাৰ্যসূচীৰ প্ৰধান উদ্দেশ্য আছিল গুৱাহাটীৰ থলুৱা মানুহসকলক অনতি বিলম্বে ভূমিপত্তন দিয়াবলৈ চৰকাৰক বাধ্য কৰোৱা। আমাৰ দাবী হ'ল যে আমি যি বিকল্প ভূমিনীতি তৈয়াৰ কৰিছোঁ সেই বিকল্প ভূমিনীতি গ্ৰহণ কৰিব লাগে। সেই ভূমিনীতিৰ মূল কথা হ'ল থলুৱা প্ৰত্যেকটো পৰিয়ালকে 1.5 কঠাকৈ মাটি দিয়াৰ ব্যৱস্থা কৰিব লাগে, কিন্তু এই মাটি কোনো পৰ্যায়ে বিক্ৰীযোগ্য নহ'ব।
In his lengthy speech, Firebrand Peasant leader and KMS's General Secretary Akhil Gogoi said that the land laws in the state needs to be changed at the earliest and implored the 20,000-strong gathering to stand up against the government in this matter. He claimed that the government's move to give away rightful lands of the indigenous people of the state for building luxury apartments and dream mansions will not be tolerated by the people at all. He cited the example of Silpukuri, where 22 bighas of land are now in the process of being given away to big construction companies for erecting such buildings. Unless the demands of KMSs and the gatherers are fulfilled, Gogoi said that their protest would continue unabated.
তুমি বাহিৰৰ পৰা পুঁজিপতিক নিমন্ত্ৰণ কৰি আনি গুৱাহাটী ইয়াৰ চাৰিওফালৰ মানুহক মাটিৰ পট্টা দি আছা, অথচ মাটি দি আছা, অথচ ইয়াৰ থলুৱা মানুহবিলাকক তুমি মাটিৰ পট্টা দিবৰ কাৰণে কেতিয়াও লাগি হোৱা নাই। কামৰূপ মহানগৰ জিলা উপায়ুক্তৰ ওচৰত আবেদন কৰা হৈছিল। 1989 চনত আসাম লেণ্ড পলিচি কৰাৰ পাছত গুৱাহাটী মহানগৰত কিমান মানুহক এতিয়ালৈকে মাটিৰ পট্টা দিয়া হ'ল? 2005 চনৰ পৰা 2011 চনলৈকে গুৱাহাটী মহানগৰত এতিয়ালৈকে পট্টা দিয়া হৈছে কেৱল 58টি পৰিয়ালক। 2010 চনত এটিও পৰিয়ালক মাটিৰ পট্টা দিয়া নাই গুৱাহাটী মহানগৰত। 2011 চনতো এটিও পৰিয়ালক মাটিৰ পট্টা দিয়া হোৱা নাই। তাৰ মানে গুৱাহাটীৰ থলুৱা মানুহক মাটিৰ পট্টা দিবৰ কাৰণে তৰুণ গগৈ চৰকাৰৰ কোনো নীতিয়েই নাই।
Speaking at the gathering, KMS's advisor Udayatitya Bharali said that the government has begun resorting to violence and gunpower to clamp down the rightful demands of a democratic nation, and this undemocratic move of the state authorities will not be taken lying down by the lakhs of farmers demanding their rights.
সরকারি আইন মতে তেখেতসকলক যি ভূমিৰ অধিকাৰ দিব লাগে সেই ভূমিৰ অধিকাৰ এতিয়াও দিয়া নাই, আৰু সেয়ে আমি আশা কৰিম যে চৰকাৰে ইয়াত সমবেত হোৱা যিসকল ব্যক্তি তেখেতসকলৰ অন্তৰৰ মৰ্ম বেদনা বুজি পাব। এই যিসকল থলুৱা ব্যক্তি, এই থলুৱা ব্যক্তিৰ জীয়াই থকাৰ যি অধিকাৰ, এই অধিকাৰ সাব্যস্ত কৰিবৰ বাবে যিখিনি ন্যূনতম মাটিৰ প্ৰয়োজন তাক অচিৰেই চৰকাৰে যোগান ধৰিব।
The massive gathering and thus support for the demand made by KMSs along with the 150 citizens organizations is hopeful of making the Gogoi government take due note of the demands, in the absence of which a fiery public backlash is surely inevitable. With camera persons Devango, Pegu and Nitul Krishna, Rupjyoti Bashir and Lenin Saurabh, Frontier TV, Guwahati.
Analog transmission in Indian cable television is all set to be phased out, with the government on Thursday deciding to promulgate an ordinance that makes digitization of such services mandatory. The Union Cabinet, at a meeting chaired by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, approved a proposal to promulgate digitalization of analog cable systems ordinance. Information and Broadcasting Minister Ambika Soni said that the Cabinet has sent the proposal to the President. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry is aiming at complete digitization of cable sector in the 4 metros by March 31st, 2012. Though the ordinance, the ministry would insert a clause in the Cable TV Networks Regulation Act which would make a digital addressable system mandatory in the cable sector. The target date for completely digitizing the cable sector in cities with population of more than 10 lakh is by September 2014. Countrywide digitization is expected to be achieved by December 2014.
In a major setback to the families of the June 1997 Upper Theatre fire tragedy victims, the Supreme Court on Thursday nearly halved the sum of compensation awarded to them by the Delhi High Court and slashed punitive damages to be paid by cinema owners Ansal brothers from rupees 2.5 crore to rupees 25 lakhs. A bench headed by Justice R.V. Ravindran reduced the amount of compensation from rupees 18 lakhs to rupees 10 lakhs to the families of deceased above 20 years of age, and for victims below 20 years, it was reduced to rupees 7.5 lakhs from rupees 15 lakhs. The bench also drastically reduced the punitive damages to the paid by Upahar cinema owners Ansal brothers, Gopal and Sushil to the centre from rupees 2.5 crore to rupees 25 lakhs, while holding Ansal's and erstwhile Delhi Vidyut Board as jointly and civilly liable to pay the damages. The court asked Ansals to pay 85% of the compensation. The rest would be paid by DVB. The bench modified the High Court's order of April 24, 2003, in which the court awarded a total compensation of rupees 18.5 crore. The court, however, retained the part of the High Court's verdict that mandated payment of rupees 1 lakh as compensation to those injured in the incident, in which 59 people were killed and 103 injured on June 13, 1997 during the maiden show of blockbuster Border.
The UPA government is contemplating defining the word terrorist under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The act so far only defines terrorist acts, terrorist organizations, unlawful activities and unlawful associations. But given the cases across the globe, such as the nearly 2-year-old case of an underwear bomber on a mission to take down an American plane single-handedly, the Home Ministry has felt the need to include a single terrorist under the act by defining the word terrorist. The amendments to the UAPA are being worked out to make it more explanatory and broad-based, taking into consideration fresh possibilities arising out of terror acts committed by a single person.
Well, a possible terror attack was filed just days before the Diwali festival with the recovery of over 5 kg explosive and detonators from a car parked outside the Ambala Country Railway Station, police said on Thursday. Acting on a tip-off, a joint police team of Delhi and Haryana found the explosive in a blue Indica car parked outside the railway station on Wednesday night. According to Haryana police, 5 detonators, 2 timer device, 5 kg explosive in 2 packets and 2 batteries were seized from the car that was bearing a fake Haryana registration number, suspected to be a stolen one. The explosives have been sent for forensic tests, and a team of National Security Guard NSG from Delhi has reached the spot. Police said that the Lashkar-e-Toiba module active in Jammu and Kashmir supplied the explosive to Babbar Khalsa.
Delhi police on Thursday produced all 3 men who assaulted senior lawyer and Team Anna supporter Prashant Bhushan in the Patiala House Court. As the 3 men were being produced in the court, activists belonging to Bhagat Kranti Sena, the lesser-known outfit, to one of the accused of his affiliation, clashed with Anna supporters. The activists allegedly beat up Anna supporters as they were protesting outside the court against the assault on Bhushan. The BKS activists, however, said that Bhushan was himself responsible for the attack. 3 men entered Bhushan's chamber in Supreme Court on Wednesday and brutally beat him up. He was allegedly attacked for advocating referendum in Jammu and Kashmir.
हम लोग अन्ना जी के वॉलंटियर, अन्ना जी के समर्थक हैं, अन्ना जी के कार्यकर्ता हैं।
क्या हुआ क्या था अभी
यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं, वो लोग नारे लगाते आ रहे थे कि वो प्रशांत भूषण जी मुर्दाबाद, क्योंकि प्रशांत भूषण जी भी टीम अन्ना के सदस्य हैं। हमलावर जो थे, जिसने कल हमले किया प्रशांत जी के ऊपर, उनके समर्थक थे, उसने ही जो है हमारे ऊपर हमला किया। चोट आई है, होंठ फटा अंदर से, और अंदर से होंठ फटा है।
आपको मारा क्यों?
लोग बताएंगे क्यों मारा उन्होंने ये कहा, कह रहे प्रशांत भूषण जी के दलाल करते, हम प्रशांत भूषण जी के वॉलंटियर है। प्रशांत भूषण जी जो है टीम अन्ना के सदस्य हैं और बहुत वो उनका मान सम्मान है। उनके लिए, उनके खिलाफ वो विरोध दर्ज कराने के लिए हम लोग यहाँ पर आए थे, कोई मारपीट करने पे नहीं, क्योंकि हमें हिंसा के लिए बिल्कुल, जितने भी एक अन्ना जी ने किसी को नहीं सिखाया कि हिंसा नहीं करिए आप। नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। ये देखिए, ये कपड़े है, ये शर्ट इन्होंने फाड़ी है, किसी को हाथ नहीं लगाया। ये शर्ट है, ये जितने भी थे सबने एकदम हमला किया है।
जब वो डंडा लेके आए और मारा हम लोगों को, वो सही कर रहा है, वो ये आईएससी के कार्यकर्ता है। प्रशांत भूषण ने कल कहा